once again, and I trust you had a great time celebrating. It's still your favorite program, the newspaper headlines, and I am still Phoebe Agimeyu. You are welcome. The dailies are packed full with interesting stories, ranging from the disappearance of rice to updates on COVID-19, insecurity issues are not let out, and many more. So, let's take a look at the Monday's national newspaper front pages with the Vanguard newspaper, which leads with 40 billion naira. Fresh hurdles against reopening of varsities. Let's take a look at the kickers together. Non-teaching varsity staff unions meet on Friday. Disparity in sharing of earned allowances. Unpaid minimum wage areas top agenda. National Association of Academic Technologists, NAT, writes government. Demands percentage of 40 billion naira. Issues 14-day strike notice. Claims government yet to clear 71 billion naira arrears of allowances. Says varsities labs, studios dilapidated. Senior Association of Nigeria Universities decries non-payment of minimum wage arrears since April 2020. But ASU replies and says, don't use us as bait. ASU tells non-teaching unions. Well, follow the story on page 5. All right, let's move on. Below that, AFCTA takeoff. Mixed expectations trail Nigerians' participation. Federal government targets $50 billion export trade in 10 years. There will be winners, there will be losers, coming from MAN and LCCI. Import duties revenue loss imminent. NESG. And beside that, on page 8, Onyali Ikpe assumes office as MD CEO of Fidelity Bank. Ibidakwa Obe, ex-Unilag VC, dies at 71, page 25. Alright, at the bottom strip stories, 30,000 naira minimum wage. Labour draws battle line with state as Imo, Anambra, Kogi states refuse to pay. Page 13. On page 14, residents protest insecurity in Zamfara. Attack Emir's palace. Government appointees. 18 suspects arrested, says police command. Kogi leads state with reduced domestic debt in 2020. Let's take a look at the stories above the masthead. PRB, how Nigeria attracted only 4% of $75 billion African oil gas investment in 4 years. Page 4. Alleged 344 million naira ransom. No dime paid to secure release of Kankara school boys. Katsina government insists. Page 8. And on page 15, security agencies now protect regimes, not Nigerians. Coming from AGO4 DSS director. And lastly, from the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, federal government backs demolition of Kaduna Sex Party House. We will get the details of the story on page 14. And that is all from the Vanguard newspaper. Interesting stories indeed. Let's take a look at Daily Trust now. All right, the lead story is a bit different from that of Vanguard. Now it's telling us why Lagos and Kebbi rice vanished from markets. You want to find out how? Get the Daily Trust newspaper. It's on page 5. Traders, farmers lament political intrigues responsible. And there you have kidnapping. Gumi visits Fulani communities along Kaduna-Abuja highway. There leaders. Page 26. Abuja Kaduna train breaks down again, page 17. No zoning in APC, Shekarau, page 28. Kaduna Sex Party, owner of demolished building fought government's claim. That's the reaction to the story, as we earlier read from the Vanguard newspaper. On Daily Trust is on page 28. And below the masthead, traders, others worry as 42 microfinance banks end operations. Page 6. My abductor spoke Chadian and Nigerian Fufude, released victim. Page 3. On terrorism, Buhari calls for united action as 70 killed in Niger Republic. Page 4. Daily Trust newspaper for you. Up next is Leadership newspaper. All right, we'll take a look at the stories just below the masthead. Let's go. Kogi, Katsina, Bauchi, others record low domestic debt in 2020. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 4. On page 24, Tinubu not diagnosed with COVID-19. Federal government, state move to tackle crime, civil unrest in 2021. And that is the lead story on page 4. The kicker, job creation, youth empowerment, agriculture, security, revenue generation, infrastructure, top agenda. And there you have the picture of some Lagos State government officials during the governor's wife visit to the Alimosho General Hospital and mother of first baby of the year in Lagos. This happened over the weekend. Beside the picture, lobby for new IGP begins as Adamu retires in February. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 7. On page 10, 11 Republican senators to challenge Biden's victory. And now to the bottom strip stories. Nigeria's COVID-19 deaths now 1,302. NCDC, page 6. Kaduna Sex Party, controversy trace demolition of property, page 8. Ogun suspends commissioner over alleged sexual harassment, page 24. And lastly, NAF destroys Boko Haram camps in Borno, page 9. And that is all from the front page of Leadership newspaper. All right, let's take a look at New Telegraph together. Again, let's start with the story above the masthead. It says LCCI seeks amendments to PIB, tax National Assembly, says shift in energy markets. COVID-19 put Nigeria's oil at risk. The story is on the front page, but it ends on page 8. All right. Buhari, West African leaders must unite against terrorism. Page 8. And below the masthead, fresh strike looms in varsities as NAT issues 14-day ultimatum. Page 6. External reserves dropped by $2.71 billion in 2020. Page 8. To Olumelu Foundation, we will empower African entrepreneurs. Page 3. Oyelekpe assumes duties as MD, CEO of Fidelity Bank. Page 6. Congratulations. And now to the lead story. Intrigues as airlines get federal government's $4 billion bailout fund. Scheduled careers share 3 billion naira. Charter receive 1 billion naira. Federal government, citizens earning 30,000 naira monthly to own houses. Page 3. And to the picture, Vice President Yemi Osibanjo inspected the completed model houses prototypes of one-bedroom and two-bedroom bungalows at Day in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, at the weekend. Below the picture, kidnappers, robbers escape from police custody. Policemen arrested to face orderly room trial in Edo, page 6. And finally, wood-burning stoves increase lung cancer risk. The details is on page 26. New Telegraph newspaper for you. Up next, Nigerian Tribune. This time around, let's take a look at the lead story. It's on COVID-19. It says, COVID-19 vaccine to arrive Nigeria end of January 2025. India approves use of homegrown Covaxin, AstraZeneca vaccines. Someone who extends stay-at-home period for public servants. Below the lead story, Ogun suspends commissioner over sexual harassment allegation, page 28. Police arrest 4 in Ekiti for faking kidnap to raise 250,000 naira for New Year celebrations, page 27. Another strike imminent as Vassal issue fresh 14-day ultimatum, page 4. And before we take a look at the picture, let's take a look at the story below the picture. Ipman threatens to shut down stations in Oyo over incessant killing of members, page 2. Shut down stations in Ibarapa. Gunmen kill female station owner in Igboara. We have handed over 5 suspects to Operation Bust, Amotekun. And now to the picture. Picnickers in Ibadan celebrating their New Year on Sunday. Happy New Year once again. Alright, to the stories below the masthead now. Former Unilag VC Bidakwa Obed dies at 71, page 3. Pence declares support for 11 U.S. senators, bids to overturn Biden's victory, page 25. Alright, Onyeli Ikpe, as earlier seen, assumes office as MDC. And above the masthead, how a lost pregnancy, owner of demolished Kaduna sex party building laments. Unsewe comments Erufai, page 26. 19 killed in Kaduna attack, page 27. And on page 2, gunmen set over 20 houses ablaze in Bayelsa. And that is all from the Nigerian Tribune. Before we continue, viewers, we shall pause here for a short break. And when we return, Newspaper Headlines continues with more stories and also updates from the world of sports. Please stay tuned.
Why do we fall ill? Is it possible to stay without falling ill? Is it possible to stay without falling ill? Is God interested in our health? Can we get access to cheaper health anywhere? Do you want tips on how to stay healthy? Health Watch, a program to educate you viewers on how to take care of your bodies and deal with different health-related issues.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the Newspaper Headlines live from the ACNN studios in Abuja. For more on our catch-up programs, please visit our social media platforms all showing on the screen. And do well to download the VM Africa app or Prime TV or We TV Africa on any app store to watch us on the go. ACNN TV is now available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV. All right, come along as we continue with the rest of the papers. Right about now, we have the blueprint. Let's take a look at the headlines. New Year tragedy. 150 bandits storm Kaduna village. Kill 15. Lose 4. You will agree with me that it is a tragedy indeed. Niger mourns 7 slain farmers. Gunmen invade Bayelsa community, set houses ablaze. Fighter jets strike terrorists in Borno. Buhari condoles with Niger Republic over killing of 70. Too early in the year. 1 year after being named Jagaban, Blueprint publisher Malagi now Kukaki Nupe. Bottom strip stories now. Abiodun suspends commissioner of alleged sexual assault as earlier seen. Page 7. Pan Nigeria launches virtual auto showroom. Page 24. BDC begins cost-free meter distribution. Page 15. In Akwa Ibom, parents demand 100 million naira over torture of Deeper Life school boy. Page 5. And beside the masthead now, Kogitop's list of reduced domestic debt in 2020. Page 5. 2021, Omale prophesies better alternative to COVID-19 vaccine. Page 7. Nigerians to enjoy increased access to credit in 2021, CBN, just below the masthead. Page 24. And lastly on page 8, Tinubu says, I am not COVID-19 positive. Okay. That's all from the blueprint. Nigerian pilot is now just below the masthead. Bola Tinubu not hospitalized in France. Aid. Page 35. Still on the alleged sex party. Owner of demolished restaurant vows legal action. Page 6. The lead story. Federal government. PDP at war. You want to know why? Get the Nigerian pilot and find out on page 8. But here's the kicker to give you a clue. PDP rates nation's economy in its 16-year administration. Federal government claims. Insists Buhari administration lowering level of corruption and fighting its injustice. But guess what? PDP fires back. It says it's an attempt to beguile Nigerians again. Says president, only achievement is stagnating the economy. Remember, the details is on page 8. The pictures that of FCT minister assisting the FCT commissioner of police, decorating the chief security officer to the FCT minister with his new rank of chief superintendent of police in Abuja yesterday. Congratulations, sir. Constitutional crisis brews over proposed state judicial council. Page 5. On that same page, Governor Abiodun suspends commissioner over sex scandal. Police arrest 2,736 suspects in 6 months in Ogun. Page 13. Boko Haram kidnaps 50 passengers along Meduguru-Damaturu Highway. Page 7. Kano agency impounds 25 million naira alcoholic drinks. Page 10. Another strike imminent as varsity workers issue fresh 14-day ultimatum. Page 9. And on page 30, secured loan performance worsened in fourth quarter 2020. CBN. Page 30. That's all from the Nigerian pilot. Again, the Punch arrived early enough for us to take a look. So, let's write together. Punch has a different headline. School resumption, Oyo, Rivers, Sokoto, 4 others shun federal government directive. States disagree on federal government's January 18 resumption date. We received directive from our governor, not PTF, says Zamfara commissioner, page 2. It also has a different picture. NAF launches exercise Tamaiko Yazo to rescue personnel in danger. That's what the picture is explaining on page 7. Federal government suspends workers over NIN extortion allegations, page 40. 40 billion naira allowance, varsity technologists issue 14-day strike notice, page 7. Motekun shoots policeman in Oyo, page 11. Abiodun suspends Ogun commissioner over alleged sexual harassment, pages 4 and 5. You notice this story appeared on all the dailies, so do well to read the details. 2 dead as courts clash in Lagos, page 4. Not a good way to begin the year. On page 8, bandits kill 19 in Kaduna New Year attacks. Again, not a good way to begin the year. Above the masthead, some PIB provisions may hurt oil industry economy, LCCI, page 40. Lagos, Rivers, Akwa Ibom lead in 4.19 trillion naira subnational domestic debt, page 40. We have not been informed of COVID-19 offenders travel ban, NIS, page 9. CBN defends Naira with $4.37 billion in 3 months, page 36. You also have the COVID-19 update just beside the masthead. All right, and that is all from the Punch newspapers. Up next is sports. And we will be looking at the Vanguard Sports on pages 29, page 30, and of course the back page. Let's begin with page 29. Oh, I beg your pardon, yeah? Page 29. Okay. Wafu 17 tourney. First match key to our progress, says Amo. Good to win first match in New Year in DD. On wrestling, NWF set for maiden champion of champions tournament. Omero, why I have remained loyal to Leganese. Okay, I wonder why. I will have to read it myself. Okay, let's cross over to page 30. National Sports Festival, February date is sacrosanct, coming from Minister. You have the picture of Sunday Diary just below the story. Gumel declares NOC's readiness for Tokyo Olympics. Awoniyi off to flying start in 2021. Al-Maric land in Nigeria for Enyimba showdown. Orba says best time for Joshua to fight Fury is now. Do you agree with that? Okay, we move on. Pochettino arrives for first training session at PSG. There you have the picture of Pochettino. Welcome. Now to the back page. Chelsea 1, Manchester City 3. Man City crushed Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. All right, Chelsea fans, you move on. You have to. Indeed, it reaches 150-game milestone at Leicester City. And finally, let's take a look at the fixture for today's matches. EPL, Southampton versus Liverpool, it's 9 p.m. La Liga, Valencia versus Cadiz, 9 p.m. Let's take a look at yesterday's results. EPL, Newcastle versus Leicester City 1-2. Chelsea 1, Man City 3. La Liga, Athletic Bilbao versus Elche 1-0. Alaves versus Atletico Madrid 1-2. And lastly, Bundesliga, Dortmund 2, Wolfsburg 0. Bayern 5, Mainz 2. And that is all from Vanguard Sports. All right, thank you very much. And so, viewer, I thank you for staying with me through the program today. And as the year is just beginning, it's important to have it with the Lord. Very important. And here are some ways to do that. Love the Lord Jesus. Spend time with Him. Feed on Him in the Word. And linger on in prayers. Here's wishing you a splendid year ahead. And we will be back before you know it with the next edition. For now, it's goodbye for me, and have a blessed week, you all. God bless you.